Satnam.
Satnam.
So who said yes, they were here?
Gurpreet.
Hi, Gurpreet. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. And who else is here?
Hadi Munder.
Hi, Hadi Munder. How are you?
Pretty good.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Who else is here?
Uttamjot.
Say it again, please.
Uttamjot.
Uttamjot?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Welcome, dear.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And who else?
Ravi.
Hi, sweets. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to have that. We're going to have the Gila-Palooza here next week. You know, the people who have completed 2 years of training, 2 out of 3, for becoming soul answer healers. So I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
Yeah. So who else is here?
Puranbir Kaur.
Hi, Purim dear. How you doing?
Hi. Very good, thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. And who else is here? The voice told me there were 8 people on here. Would anybody else like to speak up? Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting, do you all mind if I do a little personal business here? Okay, so, well, does anybody say no? Sorry. Okay, Gurpreet is a vacation master. How can I say that? Travel agent and so on. Gurpreet?
Yes.
I'm looking for a cheap place on the Caribbean with blue water and white sand.
Okay. What's
a thatched hut would be lovely. Okay?
Okay.
If you can think of anything, please let me know.
Sure, I will.
Okay. Does anybody else want to be included? Okay. Okay. So, does anybody have... Whoa, look at that. It's 7 after. Why don't we just get going? Okay, so everybody begin breathing long and deep. Begin breathing long and deep. Good. Okay, now understand what we're going to do next. When we tune in, we're going to tune in to the infinity. Not a small thing. Okay? And we're going to tune in also to the golden chain of teachers, which includes Baba Siri Chand. So please sit straight. Palms together at the center of the chest. And inhale to begin. Sadguru Namaste, 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 Sri Gurudev Namaste. Long deep breath. From the belly through the nose. Good. And now on the exhale, feel as though the breath is coming out of your heart center. Good. Keep up, please. Good. And just feel what's happening when you do the heart breath. How do you feel? What's going on here? Good. And please send this beautiful heart breath into your own intention. It's healing heart breath. Send it to your own intention. Good. And now please send your beautiful heart breath to each other, everybody in the class and everybody who's going to listen to the recording. And also receive the heart breath, the healing energy from each person. What's coming out of your heart center is actually healing energy. Good. And now please send this beautiful combined healing heart breath. Please send it to anybody who calls himself a leader of this country or whatever country you are from. And include yourself as a leader. And now please send your beautiful heart breath to the Middle East. Good. And inhale. And exhale. And breathe. Important. Breathe. Okay. Baba Siri Chand, what do you have to tell us today? He says, I have the giant here with me. Sir, what do you mean by the giant? He says, it is the blue giant. He says, surprise, it's me. I'm the blue giant. That's a character. Okay. So if anybody of you ever see a blue giant, you'll know who it is, okay? It's Baba Siri Chand. Okay. So he says, I want everybody to relax. Even if you want to lie down, he says, do your best not to fall asleep, but the vibes will get you anyway if you do. If you can, lie down. Okay, keep up the breath. He says, I am the great, benevolent, and beloved giant who will take care of you. He says, he says, there are times when you just feel kind of lost. He says, you might or you might not. But if you ever feel like kind of lost and fearful and don't know what's coming up yet and it's making you nuts, if you feel like you have banditos coming after you, if you feel like the bottom is falling out, that the wellspring has gone dry, that your money is not going to support you, that your heart is giving out, that your big toe is leading you into crisis, he says, lie down. He says, you lie down, you do heart breath, and you allow the big, gentle blue giant to come and minister to you. He says, that's me. He says, please do it. He says, that's my best fun. He says, please give me a chance to have fun. He says, keep up. He says, now if anybody has any of those woes and worries and concerns and blockages, he says, just feel me there. He says, do you see how big I am? He gets a kick out of showing people how big he is. He says, yes, I can handle anything. He says, I don't care what you think is too big for the universe. He says, it's not too big for me. He says, do you understand that? It's not too big for me. He says, that is not a boast. He says, that is to let you know that I can help you out of your worries, with your worries, no matter what. I will not be bowled over. I will be here to support you. He says, can you feel my support? He says, just rest in me. He says, have fun. Have that, he says, have that doki doki. Doki doki is an expression in Japanese that means, oh, I'm so excited about what's going to happen. You know, like a kid anticipating Christmas morning. That's doki doki. He says, have that bubbling doki doki. Come from somewhere. He says, it might come from under your bed. He says, monsters do not live under your bed. He says, doki doki lives under your bed. He says, okay, it's kind of bubbly, it's kind of effervescent, kind of let it come up. Let it come up. He says, feel it all over your body. Allow that effervescence to come up and let yourself feel it all over your body. Feel like your heart is a fountain. Feel like your heart is a fountain of this effervescent doki-doki. Keep up the breath. He says, know who you are, sweethearts. He says we are all members of the same game of humanity. He says, yes, there are other beings, other life forms in the universe. He says, why wouldn't there be? He says, but humanity resides on Earth. We are members of the human team, the human family. And he says, there is nothing that has not been experienced in the human family. You may feel like you're the only one in the world. You may feel separated. Oh, nobody knows what I'm going through. He says, oh yeah, we all been there, done that. He says there's been so many years to evolution, so many centuries, so many millennia to human evolution. He says, yes, it has been experienced. It is known. He says, and it is known to me. He says, please hand it over to me. Please hand over all of your wants, all of your needs, all of your heartaches. He says, I don't care how old they are. He says your heartaches may even be ancestral. You may have gained and regained your heartaches from your ancestors. Can you imagine? He says, please hand them over to me. I will light them. I will take them. I will cook them. I will transform them. Just give them to me. Let them go and give them to me. He says, you are precious. You are precious, and this is time for evolution to speed on its way. Keep up. He says what has rarely been felt in humankind is the upliftment of humanity on a large scale. That's what you are participating in right now. Do you understand that? And as you rise up, as you hold hands and hearts with others in rising up, oh my goodness, what happens to the web of life? Even inadvertently, the spirit of all is lifted. Keep up the breath. It has meaning. Life has meaning. It has consciousness. He says it has quota. What are you talking about, sir? It has quota. He says quota is the affirmation that life is a glorious instrument, and we reach that glorious instrument, we reach the epitome of it as we transform and let go of our burdens. He says our burdens have been necessary within our karmic realm because those are instruments for us to transform. He says, but the transformation process it asks for, he says the ticket price of transformation is letting go. To transform from weakness, from hurt, to recuperate, to let go of those things that drag us down, that try to lasso us and put us under the earth, under the ocean. He said the price is letting go. The price is letting go, no longer to be part of our identity. He says, are you ready to let go of those weights, those self-inflicting knives, in order to simply transform so that you may receive the gems and the jewels? Are you ready? He says there's no judgment if you're not ready, but if you're ready, if you are looking for a solution, he says, I'm talking about anything that happened like today, 10 minutes ago. I'm talking about anything that's happened eons ago, from other lifetimes, from your ancestors, from this lifetime. He says, now is your chance, if you will just let it go. Use your breath. He says, to tell you what Yogi Bhajan always said, he said, a diamond is a lump of coal that has been under extreme pressure, extreme heat, over a very long time. He says, are you ready to come to the end of your cooking in that regard and allow yourself to know yourself as a diamond? Are you ready for that? He said, what would be the complications in that? What would be the ramifications? Keep up the breath, please. Would it be too scary to be a diamond? Becoming a diamond doesn't mean that you have to suddenly go walk on water and go out and preach in front of the whole world. He says, maybe yes, maybe no. He says, but the most, that includes the public life. We're not talking about public life here. He says, we're talking about your most private and intimate life. You know, these worries and fears are the things that tickle your insides, that eat you up. He says, we're talking about transforming them. Do not worry about the public life. Just simply, would you like to be free? Would you like to feel that this breeze, this beautiful crystalline breeze on a clear day, flow through your heart, through your body, through your mind? He says, do your heart breath, let go, and let it flow. He says, this is the reality. This is the reality. And if anybody trains you differently, he says, oh, my sweethearts, he says, please forgive them and let it go. You are such kindness. You are such glory. Keep up the breath. Up. Know who you are. Know who you are. That's it. He says, as you give up all of this, he says, just for the fun of it, just to get a peek, he says, allow yourself to be one with the universe. Allow yourself to be one with the universe. One. One means the same. No difference. No difference. The universe is finitely and infinitely present at every point and beyond. Keep up the breath. Good. Keep up the breath. He says, let yourself be that. That which is not a that. It is. It is. Just be. Keep up the breath. And allow yourself to expand. Don't be afraid. There are no limits. There are no limits to curtail you. Just feel that. And feel the doki-doki. Totally present. Totally effervescent. He says, do you feel the joy in it? It's the joy of creation. He says, do you feel that bubbling? He says, have you ever seen yeast bubbling? He says, it's kind of like that. It's continually growing and expanding. Feel the breath. Let go of any pressure. He says, realize that pressure also causes limits. Pressure causes limits, so let go any pressure. Oh my God. I wonder what that would be like. Well, just try it. This is your time. How is your heart? How is your heart? Is it opening? I mean, is it beyond open? Has it gone beyond self-consciousness? Has it gone beyond me, mine, what is or what is not? Has it gone beyond? Has it gone beyond the walls of identity? Go beyond. Allow your experience to go way beyond the walls of identity. To be. That is where pure life is found. Pure existence exists. Where the all and the nothing are one. Feel the knowing. Feel the awareness. Just be. Just experience. Keep up. He says, this is what is meant by purity. allow. Just allow. You can feel that in this space, you can feel that this is what is meant by prosperity. There's no worry, there's no limit. It says no matter what is happening down there in the limited world, this is the purity of expansion, of prosperity. It goes way beyond what you think you need for prosperity, and it actually attracts what you think is prosperity. But do this for your own sake, for the reality of experience, not to get. No. Allow yourself to be the epitome, the pinnacle, the center. He calls it the grand mark. Beyond identity of flow, prosperity, being. Just be. This is who you are at the center of your creative essence. He says, well, it's actually beyond the center. It is just simply the reality, the flow of infinite creative presence. Oh, my sweethearts, he says, this is the reality of remembering who you are. Remember, you were on the forgetting cycle when you first came to Earth? And now you are on the remembering cycle. This is what you remember. This is who you remember beyond identity. This is your being and beyond. Keep up the breath. Experience. He says, now I'm going to be quiet for a little while, and you keep up the breath, and you just experience. Just allow yourself to experience. To be aware, to be conscious. Good. Now he says, now that you know your reality, he says, please begin to infuse this expansion, this flow, this knowledge, this doki-doki into what you know as you in this earthly sense. Let it begin to infuse your hands, Let the experience begin to infuse your hands. That come back through your arms and into your heart. Allow this beautiful flow. Let the awareness infuse your heart. Your belly. Allow it to infuse your belly. Remember, this is the totality, the universality. It infuses your spine. Your hips. And your head. Allow the flow. Allow the flow to your appendages, your arms and your legs. And allow your body to have the privilege of being the flow of this universality, this infinity, this purity, this pure light. He says, oh, sweethearts. He says, this is who you are. Don't be fooled. He says, let go of the mask of confusion. This is who you are. He says, do you feel that utter peace? The pure power? The total expansion without having to work at it? Just be it? Do you feel the kindness? Not even asked for. It is simply kind. And all consciousness, which includes all intelligence, all kindness, and it is pure love. It is the reality, the expression, the reality of love. Without hooks, without demands, it simply is. Okay. And heart breath. And now just kind of flickering your eyes open, knowing who you are. Knowing that you are the blessing, the purity. Like you said before, living in this earth suit. And here you are. And when you do that, take a look around with fresh eyes. Has your reality changed? Has your mindset changed? Does your mind have access to all information without worrying, without hurrying? Is your body feeling free and open, knowing that it is simply the expression of the infinity who wanted this body, who wanted this consciousness, that the infinity identifies as you. Ooh, this is me. The universe wanted this aspect to appear, to express its totality. That's you. Nothing to do but be grateful and to continue to remember to be. And as you be, my dear ones, he says, I would like you, please, he says, to enjoy your experience with each other. Enjoying your experience with each other. He says, who will be the first one?
Gian is Ranji.
Yes, Ranji.
Hi, I could share. That was that was beautiful. It was such a deep deep understanding and a shift for me. And the blue giant, Baba Siri Chand, I was thinking the blue giant, I felt myself turn that beautiful light blue, that sky blue.
Oh,
and
my.
Felt like this beautiful a throw, like a comforter or something thrown upon me. And it was blue and it was glittering like the diamonds.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I was thinking about Rihanna's song, Shine Bright Like a Diamond. I don't know if you know which one that is. But she says, palms rise to the universe. Feel the warmth, we'll never die. We're like diamonds in the sky. And I was thinking lately I've been doing this thing where when I'm outside gardening or just looking out at something and looking up and out into the universe and looking out into the blue and the vastness of it all, and I call upon everyone that's gone before me, or all the sages, the angels and the saints, and all those that I have loved that have gone, and I'm thinking about how blessed and lucky I am that all those diamonds are watching out and sending their love to me and spreading the diamonds upon the path of my life, and making things easy for me and accessible for me. And if I remember to tap into all of that, that's always there for me. And this just brought it in so much deeper into my life's experience and into the every fiber of my being, and my just the graces and the love and the beautiful shining that's all inside of me and around me now. And it's beautiful and it's vast. And I had never heard of Doki Doki before, but that explains exactly how I feel right now, like that effervescent, you said, that feeling like an anticipation when something exciting is just about to happen, and your chest, your heart feels it, and it goes up into your throat, and you just have that feeling. That's how I feel. I just feel like I'm waiting for something awesome to happen right now. And it has happened, but it's just like that's the feeling that I have right now, and it's just amazing.
Oh, how wonderful, dear.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love that explanation. We followed her right through it.
You're so real.
Yeah. And who else can share? There was one part towards the end where I really wanted to ask Guru Ravi and Hargoben to play their gongs. But I thought, oh, how can I get them out of their meditation? So anyway, we might call on you in the future. So who else can share their experience?
I can share something.
Oh, good. Who is this?
This is K-Head.
Oh, good.
What was coming through as we went through the meditation was that all life is based on a flow back and forth. Mm-hmm. And starting on the most visceral level with our breath. And this is something for me because I have lung and breath stuff, so I felt that, and when we went to the universe, I could feel the universe is in the biggest and the slowest breath of all, like expanding and contracting.
Oh, wow.
And that everything goes through that relationship, like our cell membranes. They have a breathing process with our fluids, and they go in and out, and there's our heart pumps blood in and out. And to move always in this flow of going out and going in, to me, connects with this greater light of being. And I was also reminded of Podi from Anand Sab, which describes how the body is an instrument.
Hold on just a sec.
Yeah.
A Podi is a verse, and Anand Sab is a very beautiful spiritual, we'll call it poem, prayer, or whatever, song of joy. Please go on.
Yeah, and if you want, I can read it real quick, the English translation. I just found it.
Sure.
Okay. It says, "The Lord placed the soul into the cave of the body and blew the breath of life into the musical instrument of the body. Mm-hmm. He blew the breath of life into the musical instrument of the body and revealed the 9 doors, but he kept the 10th door hidden. Through the Gurdwara, the Guru's gate, some are blessed with loving faith, and the 10th door is revealed to them." Says Nanak, "The Lord placed the soul to the cave of the body and blew the breath of life into the musical instrument of the body."
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, please tell us, what are the 9 gates?
The 9 gates are the 9 holes that things come in and out of in the body. And Yogi Ji said that, as a yogi, you have to control the 9 holes in there, that your 2 eyes, your 2 ears, your 2 nostrils, your mouth, your 2 elimination holes, and then the 10th one is your 10th gate.
And the 10th gate is where?
It's at your crown chakra at the top of your head.
And so that's what this is talking about. The 10th gate is hidden?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean?
Well, it's not. You can't see it on the seen level, but it's hidden because you can see it when you connect energetically. And also, I think when we're talking about blowing the soul into the body, I don't know how the soul comes in the body, but it could be through the 10th gate. But it's said that when an enlightened being leaves their body, they go through the 10th gate. I believe. You could probably verify that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep, that's what he said. Beautiful.
Yeah. So.
Would you read that again?
Oh, sure. It's my favorite part of Anand Sab. So. Here's the beginning. Okay. "The Lord placed the soul into the cave of the body and blew the breath of life into the musical instrument of the body. He blew the breath of life into the musical instrument of the body and revealed the 9 doors, but he kept the 10th door hidden. Through the Gurdwara, the Guru's gate, some are blessed with loving faith, and the 10th door is revealed to them. There are many images of the Lord, and the 9 treasures of the Nam, his limits cannot be found. Says Nanak, the Lord placed the soul to the cave of the body and blew the breath of life into the musical instrument of the body."
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
that also brings up the harmonies or harmonics being, which is what is, how can I say, the creative level, just above this, or that how can I say, that is the generator of this physical level. Thank you so much, Kehar. I appreciate that. Yeah. So who else can comment?
Siri Gian, I could share.
Yes, dear. Oh, Guru Ravi?
Yes.
For these calls, are you near your gong?
Normally I am. Today I listened to Babaji and I laid down, and I don't know that I could have gotten up in the middle of it.
Okay, good.
But
Okay.
Normally I am.
Okay. Just checking. Thank you, dear. Please go on.
Sure. So I did lay down at the beginning. I had an experience very similar to Yoga Nidra, the emptying out through the third eye. And as that was happening, I went back. It felt like, going back generations and lifetimes. And it was looking at everything, but no emotions attached to it. I know one time I was with you and you did a soul healing on me, and we went through past lifetimes which were very difficult and really drained my physical body, as well as it felt like all of my bodies. It really shook everything inside of me, and it
Did you recuperate? Did you recuperate?
Say that again.
Did you recuperate?
Oh yes.
Thank God.
Say it took me quite a while to come back, though, to really feel. I felt like I had integrated, but there was still some fear since it was surrounding children, and I have so many children in my life right now. And this was going back through all of that again, seeing it the same way I did when I was with you. But the fear wasn't there. There was no emotion attached to it. It felt like all of that was released. And this was maybe I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. Did that happen? So it just felt like that to me, a very deep emptying out, going back and sort of looking at things again that were still holding me stuck. Even though I have these incredible experiences and openings, that was something like a cord being loosened right now.
Oh.
And like I said, I couldn't move. I don't know that I could have gotten up in the middle of it.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't ask you that.
But I had an experience similar to both Kehar and Ranjit, in that as that emptying process was taking place through my heart and through my third eye, I saw like a round blue, what came to me was the blue pearl. And then that began, my skin began turning blue. It wasn't a blue around me, it was a blue inside of me. And then the breath, like in Kehar, and I had this experience last week too, but I couldn't come back enough to share, that my breath, the prana, I moved into, I guess, true pranayama, which, when you kind of, you don't remember to take another breath, your breath is so long and so deep that it feels like it's beyond the miracle breath, sort of. It just keeps going. So that I had that experience again just now with the breath, and it felt like something in my throat would kind of wake me up to have me take another breath. And then I would go back into that again. The inhale would just be, it felt like forever. and then that feeling in my throat again. And I've never experienced to that level before. Last week on the call, and now this time on the call, that happened again.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love how you said that you experienced true pranayama. That's wonderful.
There was so much. I mean, I can't talk about everything that happened in that short amount of time. It was like a journey.
Mhm. Well, God bless you, dear. You really know. You know from that experience that in truth there is no limit. You found that. You experienced that?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Did
yes.
you? How wonderful. How wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
We
Thank
really
you
appreciate
so
your sharing that, dear. It helps us realize how profound this life is and how beyond close the connection is. It's not just connection, it's the reality of it. Mm-hmm. So we really appreciate your experience and your sharing of that experience. And we're so happy to know, we're happy about your report that you're free. You're free of that thread that was holding you. It's a day of celebration. It's a day of joy.
It is, and I love that, too, about under the bed, because I just spent the last 3 days with my grandchildren, and we stayed up late last night and had big discussions, and it was my youngest grandson, he's 6, was his kindergarten graduation. He was like that all day, I mean for weeks, but especially yesterday because it happened yesterday morning. He was just smiling all day long. He was so excited about everything. It was like his graduation was, I don't even know how to explain it, sort of like what we experienced today, like a vibration of joy, but it was beyond what I've seen before.
Oh, how precious.
It was so beautiful. And it wasn't like when children get excited sometimes it goes too far, and then some problems crop up. It wasn't anything like that. It was like everyone felt his joy, and even his siblings were just caught up in it. It wasn't...
How precious.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And that's what Baba Siri Chand was talking about. When you rise to your own evolution, it affects the whole web. You just gave us a very practical demonstration of that. Everyone around you. I love that. But these new little beings coming up, they're really of a new, higher, wider species, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
What a joy. What a joy. Well, thank you, dear.
Thank you so much.
What a delight. What a delight. Okay, everybody. So now you have the experience. You can play this over and over again. Okay? You can do it on your own. And this is the reality of who you are. Okay? So now, in that space of joy, total expansion of being, clarity, blue, let's just be blue right now. Let's just sing to each other in our blueness, okay? And receive from one another. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love around you, and the pure light within you guide your way. open your being and just love, be this beautiful, expansive blueness. Love you all. Love you all. Have a wonderful week in this expansiveness, and we'll talk next week. Sat Nam. Bye-bye.
Sat Nam.